Stop what you are doing right now and listen to the sound of my voice. Do not scroll past this video. Do not close this tab. Your presence here is not a result of an algorithm, and it is certainly not a coincidence. It is a divine appointment, a sacred interruption in the flow of time meant specifically for you. You have been drawn here because a veil is being lifted over your life, revealing exactly why you are still here, despite repeated, calculated attempts to remove you from this earth. You have felt it, haven't you? That strange sensation that you are living on borrowed time, or perhaps that you are being preserved for something you cannot yet fully see. The forces of darkness tried to claim you on 3 distinct occasions. Count them. 3 times death came knocking, and 3 times death was forced to pass you by. Why? Because you are marked, you are protected, and you are being prepared for a connection so profound, so divinely orchestrated, that only 1 in a million souls ever experience it. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you, and strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment. A divine match is coming fast, and the enemy tried to kill you before you could meet them. Before I reveal the identity of this person and the signs that they are already walking toward you, we must first unlock the mystery of your survival. You need to understand the magnitude of the war that has been waged for your soul. Have you not felt it? The moment time seemed to fracture and an unseen force shielded you from a car that missed you by mere inches? Or that sudden, inexplicable urge that made you leave a location right before chaos erupted? This is not luck. Luck is a mathematical probability. What you have is a divine warrant. Your life has been preserved with absolute precision because there is a mission attached to your name that cannot be aborted. Let's go deeper. We need to talk about the first assault. This didn't happen yesterday. This was an ancient attack aimed at you in your most vulnerable state, likely in your childhood or early adolescence. It came disguised. It didn't look like a weapon. It looked like trauma. It looked like a sudden, debilitating illness that doctors couldn't quite explain, or a family environment so toxic it was designed to crush your spirit before you even knew you had one. This was a preemptive strike. The enemy saw the light in you before you did. Think back to when you were a child. Did you feel different? Did you feel like a black sheep? Or like you had been dropped into a family where you didn't quite belong? That isolation was the first attempt to extinguish your light. But you were covered. You were protected by a power you couldn't see, a hand that held you when you were crying yourself to sleep. You survived the first attempt because your spirit was too resilient to be broken by earthly circumstances. If this resonates with you, if you remember that childhood feeling of being an outsider protected by grace, I want you to like this video right now. It's a signal to the universe that you acknowledge your survival, and if you are brave enough, type "I am still here" in the comments below. Let that be your declaration of victory today. But the darkness didn't stop there. The second attack was far more insidious because it was silent. It was an internal war waged within the corridors of your own mind. I'm speaking to someone right now who knows the crushing weight of despair. This was the season of the silent scream. It was a period of anxiety so intense, it felt like a heart attack, a depression so deep, it felt like a grave. This attack was designed to make you give up from within. It whispered to you that you were worthless, that your future was empty, that you should just let go. You walked through the valley of the shadow of death, but you did not set up camp there. Do you remember the moment the fog lifted? Maybe it was a whisper of hope you heard in a song, a sudden phone call from a friend, or an unexpected kindness from a stranger that pulled you back from the edge. That was heaven sending a rescue team. That was the Holy Spirit interceding when you didn't have the words to pray. You survived the war in your mind because your purpose is greater than your pain. Now we approach the third dimension of this warfare, and this is where things get undeniable. The third time was physical. It was a moment of blood and bone. I am talking about the crash that totaled the car, but left you without a scratch. I am talking about the violent encounter, the medical emergency, the diagnosis that should have been a death sentence. It was a moment where, by all laws of physics and medicine, you should not be watching this video right now. But divine hands literally rewrote your reality in that instant. Time bent. The trajectory of the object changed. The doctor was baffled. You were pulled back from the brink. Why? Why you? Why have you been spared when so many others have fallen? Here is the secret that most people miss, and please listen closely, because this changes everything. You were not saved just for the sake of survival. You were preserved for a partnership. There is a specific soul, a divine match that requires your existence to fulfill their destiny just as you require theirs. The enemy tried to take you out because he knows that when the two of you meet, the power you will generate will shake the foundations of hell itself. This is not just about romance. This is about kingdom authority. This is about two flames coming together to create a wildfire of change, healing, and abundance. You are watching this because that meeting is imminent. The timeline is accelerating, but who is this person? And how will you recognize them? Often, religion and society tell us that a soulmate looks a certain way, is a certain age, or comes from a certain background. But God loves to break our boxes. The divine match coming your way may surprise you. In fact, for many of you watching this, there is a strong indication that this partner brings a youthful, revitalizing energy. This doesn't strictly mean a massive age gap, though it can, but it refers to a spirit of renewal. This person carries the energy of a new dawn. They are the David to your Jonathan, the Ruth to your Boaz. They are coming to restore the years the locusts have eaten. Before I give you the specific signs that this person is entering your orbit, I need you to understand the science of this attraction. We live in a universe of frequency. Science tells us that everything is vibration. When you survived those 3 attempts on your life, your frequency was altered. You were refined by the fire. You now vibrate at a frequency of gratitude, resilience, and divine protection. This specific frequency is a beacon. It acts like a magnet, pulling your divine match from the chaos of the world straight to your doorstep. This is quantum entanglement in action. 2 souls, created from the same divine spark, destined to find each other across time and space. So, how do you know they are coming? How do you know that this isn't just another false alarm or another lesson disguised as a person? Because let's be honest, you have had enough lessons. You are tired of the karmic cycles. You are ready for the blessing. The first sign that your divine match is approaching is a sudden, inexplicable desire to prepare. You might find yourself cleaning your house more deeply than usual, changing your wardrobe, or feeling a sudden urge to get your finances in order. This is called nesting in the spiritual realm. Your spirit knows a guest of honor is coming before your mind does. It is the subconscious preparation for a merger. You are making room physically and energetically. If you have felt this sudden urge to declutter your life, pay attention. It is not OCD, it is preparation for royalty. The second sign is the removal of the counterfeits. This is often painful, and many of you are going through this right now. Suddenly, friendships that lasted for years are ending. Relationships you thought were stable are crumbling. People are walking out of your life with no explanation. It feels like loss, but I need you to reframe this immediately. It is not loss, it is clearance. God is clearing the construction site. He is removing the people who cannot handle the weight of the glory that is coming. The divine match requires a clean slate. You cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. If you are experiencing a season of isolation or separation, do not grieve. Rejoice. The space is being created for the one who actually belongs there. I want to pause here. This concept of clearance is difficult. It hurts to let go. If you are in a season of letting go, I want to encourage you. Subscribe to this channel right now. Join this community of survivors and believers. We are walking this path together, and you need to be reminded daily that the empty space is a prophecy of fulfillment, not a sentence of loneliness. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss the guidance you'll need when they actually arrive. The third sign is a shift in your dream state. The Bible is filled with examples of God speaking through dreams: Joseph, Daniel, Solomon. As this divine match draws near, your dreams will become vivid, almost lucid. You may dream of a faceless stranger who brings you an overwhelming sense of peace. You may dream of a specific house, a location, or hear a name. These are not random firings of neurons. This is your spirit communicating with theirs in the astral realm before you meet in the physical. Pay attention to the recurring symbols. Write them down. The universe is leaving you breadcrumbs. Now, the fourth sign is controversial, but it is real. You will experience a coincidence spike. You will start seeing angel numbers, 1111, 2222, 444, everywhere. You will think of a song and it will play on the radio. You will think of a specific topic and someone will mention it in conversation. Synchronicities are the universe's way of winking at you. They are indicators that you are in alignment. When you are aligned, you become visible to the one who is looking for you. This divine match is also seeing these signs. They are feeling the same pull. You are walking toward each other on a bridge built by God, and these numbers are the mile markers. But here is the most critical part, the part that requires your active participation. You cannot just sit on the couch and wait for a knock on the door. Faith without works is dead. You must position yourself. You survived the trauma, the depression, and the accident so that you could be here now, ready to receive. But are you truly ready? Or are you still holding on to the identity of the victim? The divine match is attracted to your light, not your wound. They are coming to partner with a warrior, not to nurse a patient. This means your final preparation is healing. You must release the bitterness against the people who hurt you during the first attempt. You must forgive yourself for the dark thoughts you had during the second attempt. You must make peace with the fragility of life you discovered during the third attempt. The person coming into your life is likely someone who has walked a similar path of fire. They may be slightly younger or possess a youthful spirit because they have also been reborn. They have a zest for life that will ignite yours. They will challenge you. This is not a relationship of complacency. It is a relationship of evolution. They will look at you and see the king or queen you were born to be, not the survivor you have had to be. They will demand that you step into your power. This brings us to a terrifying but beautiful truth. The divine match will trigger your remaining fears, because real love is a mirror. When they get close, you might feel the urge to run. You might feel the old flight response kicking in, the same instinct that saved you from danger in the past. But this time the danger is not real. It is the fear of vulnerability. It is the fear of being truly seen. When this happens, and it will happen, you must stand your ground. You must look that fear in the face and say, I have survived death 3 times. I can survive being loved. There is a mystery I have yet to reveal about this connection. It concerns the timing. Why now? Why at this stage in your life, perhaps when you are over 35, 40, or even 50? Because the first half of your life was the training ground. You had to learn who you were in the dark so you could hold your shape in the light. If you had met this person 20 years ago, you would have destroyed each other. You weren't ready. You lacked the emotional maturity, the spiritual depth, and the self-knowledge to handle a connection of this voltage. God hid them from you to save the relationship. The delay was not a denial, it was protection. But now the season has shifted. The harvest is ripe. The divine match is coming fast because the world is in a state of urgent need. We are living in chaotic times, and the Creator is assembling power couples, spiritual unions, that can act as anchors of light in a turbulent world. Your union is needed for the collective. Your love will heal others. Your home will be a sanctuary. This is why the enemy fought so hard to kill you. He wasn't afraid of you as an individual. He was terrified of the legion you would become when you united with your other half. I want you to close your eyes for a moment if you can. Imagine a cord of golden light extending from your heart center. Imagine it stretching out across the city, across the ocean, across the world, connecting directly to the heart of the one who is destined for you. Feel the tug. Feel the tension on the line. They are there. They are real. They are breathing right now, perhaps wondering where you are, perhaps praying for you at this very second. Open your eyes. You are not crazy. You are not making this up. The longing you feel is the prophecy of what is coming. Now I have a challenge for you, a micro step of faith. In the next 24 hours, I want you to do one thing that the future you, the one who is happily in this divine partnership, would do. Maybe it's buying 2 coffee mugs instead of 1. Maybe it's clearing out a drawer. Maybe it's simply walking with your head held high, smiling at strangers. Act as if. The law of attraction is powerful, but the law of assumption is stronger. Assume the wish is fulfilled. Assume they are already on their way, because they are. Before I let you go, there is one final warning. When this person appears, they may not come in the package you expect. They might not be your type. They might be from a different culture, a different background, or have a different style than you usually go for. Do not let prejudice or preference block your blessing. Listen to your spirit, not your eyes. Your spirit will recognize them instantly. There will be a sense of home, a feeling of, oh, there you are. I've been looking for you. The 3 attempts on your life failed. You are invincible until your purpose is fulfilled. And part of that purpose is to know and be known by this divine love. You are standing on the precipice of the greatest chapter of your life. Do not look back at the burning wreckage of the past. Look forward. The road is clear. The guardian angels have swept the path. The divine match is approaching. If you are ready to receive this, if you are ready to say yes to this divine appointment, I want you to share this video with 3 people who you know have a good heart. Be the conduit of hope for someone else. And don't forget to check the pinned comment below for a resource that will help you align your frequency even faster. The next video on this screen will reveal exactly what to say when you meet them to unlock their heart instantly. You do not want to miss that. Click it now. Your destiny is waiting, but listen closely, because there is a hidden chapter to this story that most people never speak about. It is the chapter that lies between the promise and the manifestation. You see, when you finally say yes to this destiny, when you finally agree to receive the love you deserve, the universe does not just hand it to you on a silver platter immediately. First, it tests your resolve. It initiates a process I call the Great Clearing. And if you are not prepared for this, you might mistake it for punishment when it is actually preparation. You need to understand the physics of this. Two objects cannot occupy the same space at the same time. For this divine partner to enter your life, the space must be empty. This means that in the coming weeks, as you align your frequency, you may notice people exiting your life. Friendships that have lasted for decades might suddenly feel heavy or drained. You might feel a sudden urge to leave a job, move to a new neighborhood, or distance yourself from family members who drain your energy. Do not panic. Do not cling to the old shore. This shedding process is the evidence that the new is trying to come in. You are not losing, you are making room. The universe is aggressive about its blessings. It will remove anything that does not vibrate at the level of the love coming your way. There is a specific phenomenon that happens to people over 35 who are on the brink of this union. It is called the echo of the past. Just before the true divine match appears, you will likely be tested by a counterfeit. This is a person who looks like the package, talks like the package, and seems to check every box on your list. They will appear perfect. The chemistry will be explosive. But there will be one small, nagging feeling in your gut, a whisper that says, something isn't right. The counterfeit comes to test if you have truly learned your lessons. They come to see if you will settle for good enough, or if you will hold out for divine. The difference between the counterfeit and the divine match is peace. The counterfeit brings excitement mixed with anxiety. You will find yourself constantly checking your phone, wondering where you stand, feeling the need to perform or earn their affection. The divine match brings excitement mixed with peace. With the right one, your nervous system will relax. You won't have to guess. You won't have to play games. It will feel boring to your trauma, but it will feel like heaven to your soul. If you meet someone in the next few months who makes you feel like you are on a roller coaster, be very careful. That is likely the final test. Pass it by walking away and the real door will open. Let's go deeper into the science of this connection. We often talk about vibes, but let's talk about quantum entanglement. Physics tells us that once two particles have interacted, they remain connected, affecting each other instantly across any distance. If you feel this pull, this unexplainable ache for someone you haven't met yet, or someone you are separated from, it is because your atoms are already entangled with theirs. You are not imagining the connection, you are remembering it. The data is stored in your DNA. When you start to purify your life, when you stop chasing and start attracting, you begin to emit a coherent electromagnetic signal from your heart. The HeartMath Institute has proven that the heart's magnetic field can be measured several feet outside the body. But in spiritual terms, it reaches infinitely. When you are in a state of fear, desperation, or I need to find someone to complete me, your signal is static. It's noise. The universe cannot read it. But when you stand in your power, having survived the attempts on your life, having claimed your worth, your signal becomes a laser. It cuts through the noise of 8 billion people and hits the heart of the one person who has the matching receiver. This brings us to the most practical part of this protocol. You must address the heart wall. Over the last 3 decades, to survive the pain, the betrayal, and the trauma you have endured, your subconscious mind has built a fortress around your heart. It was necessary for your survival. It kept you alive during the dark years, but a wall that keeps pain out also keeps love out. You cannot selectively numb emotions. If you numb the grief, you numb the joy. If you block the hurt, you block the intimacy. So how do we dismantle this wall without leaving you defenseless? We do it through micro-vulnerability. This is the antidote to the armor you've worn for so long. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the ultimate accurate measurement of courage. In the coming days, I want you to practice lowering the shield in low-stakes situations. Tell a friend how much they mean to you. Admit when you are tired. Ask for help when you are struggling with a heavy bag. These small acts signal to your subconscious that it is safe to be seen. You are retraining your nervous system to tolerate intimacy. You are telling your body, the war is over. We can take off the armor now. As you do this, you might experience physical symptoms. This is normal. We call them ascension symptoms. You might feel sudden waves of heat tingling in your hands or the crown of your head, or unexpected tears that come out of nowhere. You might wake up consistently between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. In many spiritual traditions, this is the witching hour, but in this context, it is the Creator's hour. The veil between the physical and the spiritual is thinnest at this time. If you wake up then, do not just roll over, sit up, listen. Your intuition is trying to download instructions for your next step. Keep a journal by your bed. The name of a place, a sudden idea for a project, or an urge to call someone might come through. Follow it. These are the breadcrumbs leading you to the meeting point. Now I must address the skeptics among you, or perhaps the skeptic living inside your own head. The voice that says, I'm too old, all the good ones are taken, I have too much baggage, who would want me? Let me tell you something about baggage. A suitcase only feels heavy if you are carrying it alone. When you meet your divine match, they don't ask you to leave your baggage at the door. They help you unpack it. They look at your scars and see a map of your survival. They look at your history and see the strength it took to get here. Your past is not a liability, it is your vetting process. It ensures that only someone with depth, someone with their own spiritual maturity, can access you. You have not been rejected. You have been protected from people who could not handle your power. There is a specific law I want to teach you, one that overrides the law of attraction in this specific case. It is the law of resonance. Attraction brings things to you, but resonance keeps them there. To resonate with this high-level love, you must become the person you are looking for. You want someone loyal? Be loyal to yourself first. Stop betraying your own needs to please others. You want someone financially stable? Stabilize your own relationship with abundance. You want someone who listens. Listen to your own intuition. The universe is a giant mirror. It does not give you what you want. It gives you what you are. This is why the waiting period is actually the creation period. You are not waiting for a bus. You are building a temple. You are preparing the internal structure to house a massive energy. If this person arrived 5 years ago, your insecurities would have suffocated the connection. You would have projected your past trauma onto them. You would have sabotaged it. The delay gave you time to heal your attachment style. It gave you time to learn that you are whole on your own. Two halves do not make a whole. Two halves make a monster. Two wholes make a divine union. You are now a whole person, standing on your own 2 feet, ready to walk side by side, not to be carried. Let's talk about the meeting moment. When it happens, it is rarely fireworks in the Hollywood sense. It is usually a profound quietness. It feels like a key sliding into a lock. Click, it fits. You might meet them in the most mundane place, a grocery store, a waiting room, a library. But the conversation will flow as if you picked up where you left off 1,000 years ago. There will be no awkward silence. You will look in their eyes and see a familiarity that defies logic. You will see yourself, but here is the warning. The ego will try to sabotage this. The ego loves the familiar, even if the familiar is painful. When real love shows up, love that is consistent, kind, and available, your ego might freak out. It might say, "This is too good to be true," or "I'm going to get hurt again." It might try to find flaws. "Oh, he's too short," or "She talks too much." Recognize this for what it is, a defense mechanism. It is the last stand of the wounded self. Observe the fear, thank it for trying to protect you, and then step over it. Do not let a temporary fear ruin a permanent destiny. I want to share a secret about the runner and chaser dynamic. Many of you have been stuck in this cycle, chasing people who pull away or running from people who get too close. This dynamic ends the moment you stop running from yourself. The external runner is just a mirror of the internal runner. Where are you abandoning yourself? Where are you running from your own greatness? When you plant your feet firmly in your own worthiness, the chasing stops. You become a lighthouse. A lighthouse does not run around the island looking for boats. It stands tall, it shines its light, and the boats come to it. Be the lighthouse. There is also a generational component to this. Many of you are cycle breakers. You come from lines of ancestors who had unhappy marriages, who stayed out of duty, who suffered in silence, or who never found love at all. You are carrying the weight of unhealed generational trauma. But, and this is crucial, you are also the one chosen to heal it. When you find this divine love, you are not just making yourself happy, you are rewriting the genetic code for your lineage. You are showing your children, and your children's children, what healthy love looks like. You are healing the ancestors who came before you. This is why the resistance has been so strong. You are breaking a chain that has held your family bound for centuries. Of course, it's hard. Breaking chains is heavy work, but you are strong enough to do it. Now consider the concept of divine timing. We humans live in linear time, past, present, future. The divine operates in Kairos time, the opportune moment. The timing of your meeting is orchestrated with military precision. If you had met them a week earlier, you might have missed them. If you meet them a week later, the window might close. Trust the delays. Trust the detours. If your car breaks down, if a meeting gets cancelled, if you miss a flight, do not attention. You need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.